bald-headed guy there. It's Mack Jr. there.
Yeah.
You know, he told me that day he wanted to be like Barack.
Yeah.
He's a licensed lawyer now. He was living in Memphis then, and he was invited to come back to Tupelo to perform at the Mississippi-Alabama Fair. He used to slip back late at night, disguised, you know. He was very generous too, very generous. Gave me my first $20 bill when I was little. And I thought it was counterfeit because I probably had no more than $2 at one time. We used to, for the mayor office at right now, there used to be the fairground. And we used to walk from Shake Rag behind the Coliseum over to the fairground. Elvis mainly just come back late at night because he didn't want to attract too much attention, you know. He was raised in Tupelo. His mother named Gladys, I believe, was Vernon Presley. And they were good people. I gave my mother the $20, and she checked it out. She said it was real. The $20, she asked what I could do with it. I said, we're going to buy something for the house. She spent under $5 out of that 20. Fed everybody there. $4 or $5 won't have to feed one today. Right after that, he was on the Ed Sullivan show. I told my mother, that's the man that gave me the $20. He was good in gospel, too. Yeah. See, over there, where I used to live at Shake Rag, we had churches like Rising Star. He picked up a lot of the gospel singing in the church. Back then, when I was little, we played together. Sometimes we made fights, but we played together sometimes the same day. I was invited, you know, a few times to Memphis, to Graceland, but I never made it. The street behind me here is Green Street. We had a lot of black business over there because we couldn't go to a restaurant up front and order food and go to the back door. Right here in Tupelo, you had signs, even in 56, white only, color only, and you could get arrested for drinking from the white fountain, beaten or locked up. Also, back then, my mother, back in the 50s, she tried to register to vote. She had to guess the amount of jelly bean in like a large jar. One time they gave her 10 tries to guess, not count, but guess. She missed. This lady told my father that she had something easy for him. It was a word like Czechoslovakia. She wanted him to spell it backwards. And he said that I can't spell it forward. And he was going to get arrested. This nice guy, white guy, talked the lady into not calling the police. But before he passed, a few years back, he could spell Czechoslovakia words like that backwards. You know. When Shake Rag closed down, a lot of people moved up here, and we moved to around the corner here, 1608 North Madison. Still remember the address. In Shake Rag, we all got along. But now when you fight, you wind up in a hospital or cemetery. It wasn't that way back then. When they removed the flag there in Jackson, also right here in Tupelo, near Shelton, had it removed here. And he was criticized by the white supremacy, you know. When Donald Trump arrived at the airport, the governor of Mississippi, Republican, Tate Reed, criticized Shelton for not needing
the President
Trump. For you black, white, Latino, we need to unite and come together. Together we stand, divided we fall. That is so true. You know, in 1955, Emmett Till was murdered. The white lady that lied on Emmett Till said a few years ago it wasn't true. Even Tulsa, Oklahoma, Black Wall Street, 1921, 101 years ago, a white woman lied on a young black man. Black Wall Street had over 600 black business. We almost had the same thing in Tupelo on Green Street, but it's no longer there. Grocery stores and so forth. There's not a single black grocery store in town. Like the police department here in Tupelo. If you're black, the best way to move up in ranks is to mistreat black people. At one time, a black police officer wasn't allowed in the white community. I was 13 years old when I met in Atlanta, but my Uncle Luke talked my parents into allowing me to go to Atlanta with him. That's how I met him. You know, it wasn't at his father's church. It was at another church. And I joined the organization the next year in 1961, and I was supposed to have been with him in '68 when he got assassinated. And I was one of the guys that escorted Dr. King into Bellflower Church. By working with Dr. King and guys like John Lewis, Jose Williams, Reverend Aftermath, most of their work was out there. Reverend Aftermath, preacher. Dr. King, preacher. But most of Dr. King's work was out there, in the streets. He died in Memphis, helping sanitation workers. I remember Dr. King telling Reverend Aftermath that he's going to help his neighbor in Memphis. He's going to help his neighbor. He's going to be out of town for a few days. And Reverend Aftermath thought it was going to be somewhere in Atlanta. It was over 300 miles away, at Memphis, Tennessee. He was criticized for going to Memphis, helping sanitation work. Back in '68, your neighbors don't have to be next door. Most of my work is out there. I'm more like a good street sweeper. You know?
Yeah.
Whitehill's doing a lot in the community. If we can get more churches to be like Whitehill, Tupelo will be a better place. Things have changed a little. When I was in school at college, it was all about white history. For the last few years, we've been having what you call Black History program, and that's good because we was getting books from Tupelo Middle School, Tupelo High School. It was about white history. When we was locked up in Birmingham, the Rockefellers out in New York contributed money to Southern Christian Leadership Conference. He was out of jail in Birmingham in '63. Like I told Pastor Danny that my back is straight and the devil can't ride it.
You also worked for President Obama.
I used to live in Columbus. On 25th Street, it changed to Martin Luther King. But at 82, going south, across 82, it was back to 25th Street. I'm the one that had to extend across. In Columbus, when I was living there, I had a store there. But most of my work was in the community, trying to make it safe. It was safe then, but it's not now. And I was invited to come back to Mississippi, back to Columbus. I had no idea they were going to place me at the door at Mississippi State. You got to have a ticket to get in. Some of the McCain and the Clinton supporters that wanted to come in and hear Senator Barack, what happened was they gave me their tickets back. Mayor Reed appointed me on the homeless task force for the city of Tupelo, and then the city council elected me on the task force, and I never stopped. But they wanted me to quit putting these stories on TV about the homeless, and I told the mayor, I'm not making these stories up about the homeless sleeping on the bridges, women sleeping on the bridge. He said, Mack, you heard our tourist business. That's the homeless thing. Right now, there's a lady down there, she's 5 months pregnant. We try to figure out a way to get her from down there because that's dangerous. I met one lady, she's from out of town. She was hungry one night at Salvation. She asked the security guard for some food. And what happened was, he gave her some food, but it was cold out of the refrigerator.
Yeah.
He asked him to, it was a white guy, to warm it up. He wouldn't. So the black security guard warmed it up. She was fixing to eat in the gym. It was a few weeks ago. And he said, no, you can't eat in here. You got to go outside and eat. And she just had a blouse on. It was cold. She caught a cold out there eating the food. And the next day she called me. She told me she was sick, nose running. I told her to go to the hospital. And she would check for, she was tested positive for COVID. And they put her back there with everybody else, spreading it.
Yeah.
And the only time you get fresh food down there is Christmas and New Year. And a lot of them don't even have ID. You gotta have an ID to do a job.
Yeah.
We need to get some IDs for these people. It's in my heart. It's in my heart. My mother used to help people like that. She passed. I guess it rubbed off on me, I guess. And I called my homeless friends. You know, I want to thank my granddaughter for opening my eyes up. We'd come out of Family Dollar store, and this homeless lady was eating out the garbage. And my granddaughter said, Granddaddy, why she eating out the garbage? I said, she probably broke. She invited me to meet her the next day. She wanted to meet some of her friends next to Wendy at the bridge. It was 31 on that bridge. I had just enough money to buy food for all of them. One of the customers there paid for something to drink. And we started then, having homeless. In the summertime, I have been down there taking food down in the summertime, and I see snakes bigger than my arm down there. If they leave from down there to go to Wendy to get some food, when they go back down there, they'll get a stick and raise up that pad, see what's a snake under there. When a person go to prison for breaking a house, he served 4 or 5 years in prison. But when that person get out of prison, the Salvation Army would not take them in because the felony charge. There's a lot of innocent people in prison. I done had 3 strokes, 1 heart attack, lost hearing in my right ear, had a concussion, cracked 6 ribs from these strokes. I would take a medicine called gabapentin for poor circulation, like down there in my feet, and it caused me to have 3 strokes. And the doctor took me off. I couldn't give up. I wanted to quit a lot of times, but I can't. And that's what keeps me going, along with doing something for somebody. I try to be a good street sweeper.